Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. And yes, I bought a 1-ton mini excavator. In this video, I want to talk about the experience of buying it. In future videos, we'll go through the other details of owning it, like using it, maintenance, and all the other trivia. So, this is a Typhon Terror One. I said 1-ton excavator. It has a 13 horsepower Briggs & Stratton gasoline engine. I wanted to go gasoline, not diesel. A little less maintenance, a little cheaper, the whole shoot and match. This thing has a couple of added features. I'll go through what I paid for it in a second. I got it with the hydraulic thumb. That's already here. It has a voltmeter and an hour meter. Already got 1 hour on it. Here's the disconnect for the battery. So, yeah, battery's off. I'm not going to call it a roll cage because it really isn't one. It's a canopy, but it's a little better. A lot of the canopies only go from here up and around. They don't have the front piece. So, should you roll it over, honestly, it'll mousetrap on you, and you'd really rather not have that happen. I wouldn't call this cage rollover protection, but it is bolted up pretty good. I think it'll help you live perhaps a little longer. Other things on the machine that make it a little better. See, the hydraulic cooler has a fan on it, right? All these little things is worth a little more. So, hydraulic thumb, hydraulic cooling fan, hours and voltmeter, sturdier canopy. The grease fittings, I looked at a bunch of videos on these, especially the earlier ones had the non-standard here in America grease fittings. These are much easier to deal with. So it has standard grease fittings. And the bucket, if you watch some of the videos, they use the same lower material here for the entire bucket, and people have had trouble with bending the bucket. If you take a second to look at that, you can see the bucket is a bit upgraded, right? Even this piece here, the thumb, is really solid. I looked it over. It seems to have grease fittings everywhere you would want them. The quality of put together is better than a lot of the ones I've looked at. This one, you have to swing the entire body. It doesn't have a wrist here. I wanted it like that. And that's all, I'm going to call it extra stuff I got. It's also a 2024 model. So I think they put a lot of those improvements on it. So now for some more of the details. I bought it August 1st. It showed up here on the 13th. It left the port of Los Angeles, California, went up to Red Hook, New York. Then somebody picked it up and delivered it to the house. So it came with home delivery, as in right to my house. I didn't have to go fetch it off some loading dock somewhere. The price was $55.74, and it cost me another $452 in tax. So it cost just over $6,000 delivered. If you figure to haul it in from California, you're looking at about $1 a mile. There were 15 of these things. There was also a skid steer. So 14 of these and a skid steer on the truck. So you got to split it up amongst those. But it was, you know, when you're looking at 2,900 miles at about $1 a mile, that truck, just the truck in fuel, used the major part of $3 grand worth of fuel, right? And then you have all the other trivia. The eBay seller I bought it from, I bought it on eBay and I used PayPal to pay for it. Well, the reason why I like doing that is I have support from eBay if there's a problem with it. And also, PayPal is pretty good about holding up payments if there's any kind of debate. And if you're an eBay seller, you'll know that they'll not only hold up my payment, but they'll hold up all the payments you have coming to you in the given month the complaint is made. So if somebody is an eBay/PayPal seller, they really want to get to straightening the issues out pretty quickly. There's a couple of places that sell these near me. Out in Poughkeepsie, Hot Ass Wood Pellets is the guy who sells them. He's getting about 10 grand for this. And there's another guy in Newburgh, I believe it's Sherwood Power Equipment. I couldn't quite get the exactly what he was after for it, but I got the idea. It was $59.95 plus tax, so I saved a few. Oh, and plus delivery, so I saved a little bit by, having it dropped off right here. The eBay seller I bought it from is known as Machinery Kingdom, and just some of the other details. It came with this amazing toolbox, right? Chun's Tools, plastic tools box. There we go. And just quickly to show you what's inside, they included some extra seals. I think I'm going to be needing one. I'll show you why. They came with the Briggs & Stratton manual, and you can see which Briggs & Stratton engine is on there. Came with a grease gun. These are the tools for the engine, obviously. And they threw in some wrenches and a pair of pliers, some Allen keys. I spent a few minutes looking at the machine, and I really didn't see a good spot for mounting the toolbox from a mounted on there, so it's always right there point of view. Everywhere I looked and considered mounting it, it seemed that when you move the machine it would get into trouble. I did consider putting it up high behind the seat, above one's head, but it seems like if you're getting in and you're not paying attention, you have the ability to smack it with your head. So I have the feeling the toolbox is going to have to stay away from it. Now the question, why did I buy this machine? There's a few reasons. First of all, beneath all that brush and so forth over here is a drainage ditch that needs some regular attention, and you could see that this year it hasn't gotten any. By me, it's very, very hard to find a kid who wants to take out a pick and a shovel. They can make more money working in a restaurant than the 20 bucks I'm willing to pay for that activity. So I figure by buying that machine, it'll help me get around that problem, right? The machine will do the work instead of a human being. The other thing is for moving stuff around, right? I could pick stuff up and, carry it to where it needs to go. Perhaps I should even run a shield up from that to keep things from bouncing and damaging. But anyway, I could pick things up with this, move them around. You guys could see my hoard has gotten kind of tight recently. I have a lot of nice toys. And with this machine, I'd be able to just get into a fairly small area, pick the thing up, lift it above and, out and above over its siblings, the siblings all-terrain vehicles that it's next to, or the tractors that it's next to, and carry it around. Watched a lot of videos on these before I picked this one, and that I recommend for you all to do also. I mean, that way the hour meter is right here where you could see it. The voltmeter is right there, so you can see what's going on with the electrical system. You know, a bunch of little things that just make the machine a little more user-friendly. The better you are at running this machine, the more work you'll get out of it, right? I've seen people with small machines do more work than somebody on a big machine. Small machines have a tendency to do less damage to the ground. That skid steer, I was surprised after owning it to realize how much damage it'll do to the lawn and all, where this thing doesn't seem to have that problem. So, right, pluses and minuses. I do own a backhoe loader, but the backhoe loader is like bucket to folded up backhoe is about 18-20 feet. And it's very hard to manipulate around anything. It seems that it's backwards, forwards, doing the old crab crawl to get a U-turn in, where this thing will turn around in a 6-foot circle, right? It'll just spin itself right around. So that's why I bought it. You know what I paid for it. You know how long it took to get here. I don't know what the payments are going to be. I guess PayPal will tell me when the next bill comes in. I bought it. I'm going to pay for it on credit. So I didn't pay for it all. I don't have $6,000 to drop in one shot. Hopefully the amount of money I'm not paying somebody to dig that ditch and do a bunch of the other things I need done. Hopefully those payments will go to this guy, so things will be better that way. And the next video on this machine, unfortunately, is going to be how to fix it. Because given that this isn't an old Harley Davidson, seeing fluid pour out of the bottom of it is not a good thing. I have to get some photos of that and send them to the person or the company I bought this from, and have them realize there's a problem. Then it looks like this mat comes up, and then the plates, and I'll get to look underneath to see what's wrong with it, what went wrong, why is it leaking like it is. And once I do that, you guys will be part of the repair, and the support they give me will be part of it also. I'm not getting paid in any way, manner, or form for talking about this thing in a good way or a bad way, right? This is you know, my dime, my experience, which is cool because it could be a lot more honest. Though I'll tell you, I am going to roast them pretty good if I don't get the support I want, right? Anyway, I want to thank you guys for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.